Cracking the coin purse is only the beginning. We have wares for every occasion, so feel free to spend to your heart's content. Yeah, I kind of wish vendors... I don't know. I mean, I'd have to think, and maybe I'll find out in Endwalker again, like how useful vendors actually are while you're leveling up and everything. I remember using some at some points for like crafting gear or something, but like I don't think I've ever used it for combat gear. I mean, I guess, I use vendors from time to time for like dyes and stuff like that, but I just feel like vendors are almost like a dust collecting NPC. Working off the meal. Cassard is impressed by your gastronomic fortitude. You have courage, my friend. Ronron's wares are more exotic than harmful, but I don't envy you the bellyache you'll have on the morrow. Right. Now that you've eaten, I expect you're eager to get back on the road. Would you mind if we delayed our departure a touch? I have a few deals left to close before I can conclude my business here in Mordsuk. Oh, offering your services, are you? Aye. Well, an assistant would certainly help hurry things along. I have a receipt here for some goods that need picking up from the market. All properly paid for. You just need to do the lifting and carrying. I'll go and take care of some last minute haggling then. See you in a bit. You may view the market receipt at any time during this quest by using the relevant item in the key items menu. Use the market receipt to collect Cassard's purchases. Okay, table cactus from Thonton, iron ore from Thaltal, and Nabatharang antiques from Mill to be collected from Mol. Okay. So are there more glowing areas? Yeah, that's Ron, and we're not picking anything up from Ron. Nothing from Zinzin. I mean, all of them had, oh, there we go. Now then, what was I doing again? Yeah, ore. Cassard sent you, did he? Right, yes. What kind of ore was it again? Oh, God. Iron ore, I think. Iron ore, of course. That would explain this box I have here. It's all yours. Okay, I'm going to have to check this list again to make sure I remember everything. So, table cactus from Thonton, and then Nabatharang antiques for Mill, but to be collected from Mol. What do we have here? Okay, Thonton. Lift with your legs, not with your back. Good advice. You came in with Cassard, yes? Good. I can finally stop thinking about that sack. Please, take your prickly purchase. Oh, I didn't even need to... Okay. There, Mol, nice. Hoo, lovely pots. Hey, no touching. That merchandise is spoken for. You couldn't possibly change my mind with a better offer. What? Cassard sent you. Why didn't you say so? I wouldn't dream of selling his goods to a higher bidder. Oh no, no, no. Nabatharang relics, wasn't it? All packed in this box there. Or in that box there. Handle with care. Okay. Well, after that first one, I was expecting a bit of a memory game there. But, I guess not. Don't tell me you've been around the entire market already. Mordsuk merchandise. A collection of goods Cassard ordered from the merchants of Mordsuk. Aye, that's the lot, all right. Good work. And quick work, too, considering you've not set foot in the place before. I thought you won... Okay, wait. I thought you won to sit in the city like the Exarch. But something tells me you're not a stranger to visiting strange lands. Unfortunately, your efficiency presents something of a problem. I'd hoped to conclude all my business before you return, but it seems there's been some confusion over one of the orders I placed. I'll have to drag in my middleman and sort this mess out. I'm sorry to make you sit around and twiddle your thumbs. Cassard? It feels like an age since I last saw you. Ah. Well, if it isn't the lovely Tesleen. It has been a while, but your timing couldn't be perfect. Or couldn't be better. Wow. I don't know. This lady was on her way to meet with Alize. I'm supposed to be taking her to your corner of the desert, but a misplaced order has commandeered my attention. Wait, I know who you are. Alize has told me so much about you. You're Lavenza, aren't you? I knew it. How wonderful to meet you in the flesh after hearing all those stories. I'm Tesleen. I work as a carer at the inn, and I've gotten to know Alize quite well since she took up guard duties there. Do you want me to take over as Lavenza's guide, Cassard? My shopping's all done and packed for the road, so it would be no trouble. That would be a great help, thank you. Well, it looks like you'll be able to head straight out after all. My caravan and I will be in the area for a while yet. Seek me out when you've had your fill of Almarang, and I'll send you back to the Crystarium. That was a solid nod. Take care with your desert crossing and good fortune with meeting your friend. I'll be around when you're ready to head back to the Exarch. A desert crossing. Tesleen is eager to set off. Alize has been desperate to see you, Lavenza, so let's get you to her sooner rather than later. Yeah, like, the way people talk, I think I expected her to be so much more excited to see me. But then when I, finally see her, she's just like, at least from what I remember, she's like, oh, hey, what's up? The inn isn't too hard to find, really. You can actually see the top of the rock spires from here. We just need to swing around the ridge, then head south. Come on, I'll get my supplies together and meet you outside. All set? Oh, I should probably mention the wildlife. While most of them will leave you be if you keep your distance, the local coyotes have learned to prey on folk heading home from the markets. I can usually swing a sword well enough to fend them off, but I may have loaded myself down with too many bargains today. Do you think you can handle any beasts that try to make a meal of us? Yeah, I think we'll be alright. I thought you might. Alice was always saying how much you... I mean, let's get going, shall we? Always saying how much... I'm just trying to figure out what... I mean, because she seems like, maybe I'm not going to mention that, but, like, what could it have been that she was going to say? Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, there wasn't much time to shout a warning. Were you bitten? Those things can be nasty. And yet, hardly a match for you, it seems. I'd always thought Alice was strong, but in her mind, she was never... Now it makes sense. Yeah. Ahem. Well, we should push on. It might be best if you scout ahead and clear out any coyotes that have our scent. I'll wait here so you can fight without any distractions. Yeah, it just seems like she... I don't know, seems uncomfortable or deems it inappropriate to mention what Alice thinks. I mean, again, I've got a car. Like, we can just throw the crate in the back and... Oh, thank goodness you're back. I could hear the howling and snarling from here. Frightful creatures. Let's hope the rest have seen your handiwork and know to avoid us now. I need to get these supplies back to the inn. I was just thinking it would actually be interesting to have a game... I'm sure there's probably some single-player game out there, but like an MMO that gives you that kind of freedom where, like, you could take the long route of escorting them by foot, and it might be fun to do it to see kind of the dialogue and stuff like that, but, you know, if you have the right kind of mount or whatever, you could also basically just skip all that and take them straight to their destination. This is it. Thanks to you, I didn't have to drop my shopping even once. Come to think of it, I'm glad I didn't make the trip alone. That's just a weird phrase. I didn't have to drop my shopping. It seems you ended up escorting me. I'll have to repay the favor somehow, but first, let's head inside, shall we? Yeah, first I was going to say, like, this is a stark contrast to Yulmore, but then it's really not because of the, you know, Gate Town and everything. Welcome to the inn at Journey's Head. You might be our first visitor from the Crystarium since Alice arrived. It's not much, but it's home for the afflicted and a handful of carers. The afflicted. You don't know? I don't think I've met anyone besides Alize who is so unfamiliar with our situation here. Most folk have grown up knowing someone who knew someone. I might leave out something obvious, so it may be best to have Alize give you the full explanation. Yeah, I think, now that I'm thinking about it, it does kind of feel like a good progression going from Calusia to here, at least from what I've seen so far. Just because you get kind of a taste of what Sin Eaters are through, you know, the initial kind of little bit in Lakeland and then in Calusia. But here is where you actually learn about like how dangerous they can be. Following in her footprints. I was so ready to say footsteps. Tesleen casts her gaze around the inn, hoping to spot Alize. Now, where is she? I think she might be out on patrol. You could wait, I suppose, but why not go and surprise her? She usually takes a look at things from the watchtower first, so you might be able to catch her there. It's not far. Head out the south side and you'll soon see it. I'll stay behind in case she comes back while you're gone. Yeah, I think she's like up on top of this or something and jumps off to attack a Sin Eater. Oh, there we go. There's those footprints. Alize is nowhere to be seen, but you spot fresh footprints on the ground, and they look to be about the right size. The small footprints lead off to the northwest. Dude, this music really is like, you know, I don't know, it's just like ASMR, or it's just super soothing to me. I guess not ASMR because it's not like it gives me tingles, but it, you know, it's totally like the type of thing I would listen to, you know, before going to bed. Just to chill out and relax. The footprints continue on to the northwest. I think I may have to actually avoid mobs now. Otherwise they'll aggro. The footprints curve around to the west. Oh, bunch of footprints here. Nope, yep. That's what you get for interrupting me. There are more tracks here, but they end in a mess of disturbed sand. It's quite the sight.
It can't be.
What will you say? Impressive. You almost lost that one. So do I compliment or like cheekily tease her? See, and that's the issue too. Is because I played like a lot of RPGs, and a lot of them now have the dialogue options, and sometimes like you'll look at that second option and go, oh, okay, this is like a cheeky type of thing, but then in reality, like, no, it's just a serious like, you almost lost that one. It's like, whoa, that's not what I was going for. I mean, this game, the dialogue options, I think, rarely actually result in different dialogue, but I'll go with impressive.
Just a lesser sin eater. Nothing to write home about. I knew you'd turn up sooner or later, but I had been hoping for sooner.
She almost seems like she's like upset with me.
How are you?
And then now she kind of loosens up a bit.
We've fought them to a standstill, then. The Exarch did say that the Empire seemed to have drawn back when he last looked in on the source. But without knowing for sure how fast time was passing there, I couldn't help worrying that a lot might have happened since then. I'm heartily relieved to hear that it hasn't, just as Alphino must have been. As you can imagine, both he and Urianger were desperate to hear the news from home when I arrived. I haven't actually seen Thancred and Y'shtola yet, but they will have heard all the latest developments from the Exarch by now, or should have at least. When I think of how frantic Tataru and the others must be, I want nothing more than to rush back and reassure them. But we still haven't found a way to reverse the summoning, and even if we had, we couldn't just ignore Urianger's vision. He may use 10 words where one would suffice, and they may often obscure as much as they reveal. But on this matter, he was as clear as day. I do not doubt for one moment that he saw what he claims. Nor how difficult it must have been to speak about them. The 8th Umbral Calamity and your death aren't exactly topics for idle conversation. As much as I might want to go home, I don't want to go home to that. We can't allow the rejoining to happen, which means we have to save the first from the Sin Eaters. That great wall of white is a remnant of the flood. 100 years ago, the balance in the first tipped decisively in favor of light. From that moment, it rose and swelled with each passing day, and then, without warning, it burst forth like water from a broken dam. A colossal wave of pure light, drowning everything in its wake. Only Norvrant was spared. For the most part, living things are composed of ether of various different aspects. But when exposed to such a flood, their etheric harmony is shattered, and their natural form breaks down. Then they either perish, or are warped into mindless abominations. Yes, that's how the Sin Eaters came to be. They were once living creatures, or people, that were caught in the path of the flood. Once the change is wrought, there is no going back. In that instant, they are gripped by an insatiable appetite for ether, and will happily gorge themselves on any living thing within reach. But even that is not the worst of it. The stronger Sin Eaters can plant light in us, like seeds in soil, corrupting our ether and triggering the birth of new monstrosities. They are creatures of base instinct that exist only to feed and to multiply. They feel no pity, know no remorse, and are utterly deaf to reason, which is why they must be destroyed. Every last one of them. The infirmary is full of the Sin Eaters' victims, left here to spend their final hours waiting for the change to overtake them.
I mean, it's not an uncommon type of I mean, typically, well, you know, I think of like, you know, undead armies and stuff like that, you know, very similar operation. You know, basically they turn what they kill. But they did an interesting take on it with, you know, a mix between kind of horrific creatures and beautiful creatures. And then, you know, just the fact that they're all white. And I mean, they've expressed this in interviews around when Shadowbringers came out, how they, you know, they didn't want to just go with like a stereotypical, like, angelic type creature for, you know, beings of light or whatever. But still cool, nonetheless. And just interesting, you know, for story sake. I mean, obviously, and we'll get to it, but all the story here with the inn and all that is cool. It's just a matter of time. More for some, less for others. Those patients will all become monsters in the end. And to add insult to injury, the afflicted are feared, shunned, cast out of society, and exiled here to the edge of the world. The only good thing I have to say about this hellish place is that it has served me well as a training ground. Tesleen and the others have also been kind enough to share their knowledge of the Sin Eaters, which is knowledge I can now share with you, while you help me finish my patrol, of course. Thank you for watching this video. Tonight, as you could expect, was amazing. Shadowbringers, I'm pretty sure just all of these are going to start with, it was amazing, it was spectacular, just because it's Shadowbringers. But yeah, we got a lot done, and we just entered into Ilmeg, which is one of my favorite zones from the expansion, so I look forward to doing that on the next stream. I do want to thank Smokin' Hot Ginger, a regular of mine, semi-regular of mine, for raiding the channel tonight. Obviously, I'm still a very small streamer, and any support I can get is much, much appreciated. So I just wanted to give them a shout out, and maybe check them out as well. I gotta share the love. But yeah, again, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And like smoking hot ginger, please come join live. The link to my Twitch is in the description down below. So, and the schedule is on the page, but it's Tuesdays through Saturdays, 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. currently. Who knows what it'll be eventually, but as of the recording of this, that's the schedule. So, as I said, thank you again for watching, and I hope you have a good one.